Modern Horizons is a ridiculous set, and I know I've been saying that for a couple days now, but today's previews are outrageous. I'm talking multiple modern staples, exceptionally strong cards, and possibly the closest we've gotten to a Power 9 card in a long time. There's a lot to talk about. I do hope you enjoy this Modern Horizons preview video, and if you do remember to hit that like button, helps out a lot. I want to start this video by talking about Answered Prayers, 1 of anything and 2 white for an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. If Answered Prayers isn't a creature, it becomes a 3/3 angel creature with flying in addition to its other types until end of turn. The reason I wanted to talk about this card isn't because of its playability, which I think is rather poor. The card doesn't do a heck of a lot, but I wanted to focus on the artwork instead. Seb McKinnon has quickly risen through the ranks of popular MTG artists, and this piece might be my favorite of his yet. Look at the artwork. The angel coming down to answer the prayers of a soldier. Something about this is so beautiful, it's so real, if that makes sense. Anyways, we're talking playability of cards for the rest of the video, but I really wanted to show this to you and just spotlight it for a moment. It's such a beautiful piece. Alright, let's move on. Vesperlark is 3 mana for a 2/1 elemental with flying and evoke costing 2 mana. When Vesperlark leaves the battlefield, return target creature card with power 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, look how cute it is, mini Revelark. I like the design a lot. Now, this has been pointed out already. Just like Revelark, you could do some pretty stupid stuff with Vesperlark, like running Faithless Looting to discard cards like Colonian Hydra, Tristani Discordant, and Master of Cruelties, then just evoke Vesperlark and get any of those back. You can do that on turn 2 because Vesperlark is so cheap. Imagine an unanswered Colonian Hydra that early in the game, GG so fast. This card is both funny and good. Echo of Eons is 4 of anything and 2 blue for a sorcery. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library, then draws 7 cards. You can also flash it back for 3 mana. Wait a minute. Each player shuffles their hand and yard into their library, then draws 7, right? And it's 3 mana. Wait a second, wait. This is literally Time Twister. This is one of the Power 9. No, I don't care at all that this card costs 6 to cast normally. We're talking about eternal magic here. The graveyard might as well be an extension of your hand. In the yard, this card is Time Twister. Not being hyperbolic or freaking out too much. It's literally Power 9 right here in front of us. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say about this. Stupid with Narset and Modern. Just shut off the benefit for your opponent. Even without that, I mean, the card is Time Twister. Do I really need to explain this to you? Use Lion's Eye Diamond. Discard everything. Boom, you probably just win. What even is this card? What even is this set? Reserveless getting wrecked. Rebuild is 3 mana for an instant with a cycling cost of 2. Return all artifacts to their owner's hands. All artifacts? That's a beating in Commander. For Modern, we have Hurkyl's Recall, but for 1 extra mana, this card replaces itself if you don't need it. Not bad. Could mean that players might main deck it if they're that worried. It enables combos as it returns all artifacts, not just your opponent's. And I think my favorite part about this card is the artwork. I can see a Mock Sapphire in there, a Bonesaw, a Ring of Gix. That's neat. I don't expect this is going to see extensive play in Modern, but if it does see play, it'll be more copies of Recall for Cheerios decks, or it'll enable a combo that wants to return all of its artifacts to its hand. We'll see. Either way, I think Commander will have a fun time with this. Using Rebuild to refuel Joyror Weatherlight Captain, save important artifacts in Saheeli the Gifted or Breya, there are certainly uses. Tribute Mage is 3 mana for a 2/2 human wizard. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card with converted mana cost 2. Reveal that card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Oh hey, it's another Mage for the artifact tutor cycle. We have so many of them now. The 2 mana Mage can grab an intriguing number of powerful artifacts. In Modern, this is going to get sort of the Meek, and that's awesome. Also Thopter Foundry, so I mean, yep. Oh, and Time Sieve, so we really out here. Tribute Mage in Commander though. Lightning Greaves, Swiftfoot Boots, Any Signet, Isocron Scepter, Strionic Resonator, Talismans, Howling Mine, Grim Monolith, Winter Orb. You get where I'm going here. Tribute Mage tutors for 2 mana artifacts, making it one of the more useful mages out of the bunch. Twisted Reflection is 2 mana for an instant. Choose 1. Target creature gets -6/-0 until end of turn, or switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. You can entwine for a single black, choosing both modes. This card's genius. If you entwine it, it's 3 mana to basically kill something, lower the power, and then swap it to the toughness. Brilliant move in design. I think a card like this will be really strong and limited, getting around high toughness creatures and indestructibility. It may prove to be useful in Modern in time, but only if there's something that needs to be killed in an unorthodox manner. Otherwise, Dismember is going to be a bit better more often than not. Charming Vampire is double black for a 1/1 vampire. Whenever the vampire or another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire you control. Whoa! Alright, that escalated quickly. Blanketing the entire vampire team with counters is exactly what Commander Vampires wants to do. Edgar Markov, Olivia Voldaren, and Annuin the Ruin Sage would all love to have a creature like this in their ranks. With more vampire tokens being created than ever before, cards like Cruel Celebrant, Blood Artist, and Indulgent Vampire all have increased value. Sacrifice outlets are easy to come by, Skull Clamp and the like. Charming Vampire is going to be the latest addition to a proud and ruthless tribe in Commander Magic. Whenever any creature dies, these vamps are going to be so big it's craziness. Shenanigans is 2 mana for a sorcery with Dredge 1. Great name. Destroy target artifact. Oh crap, this is not good. This means that the Dredge deck finally has a way to deal with Grafdigger's Cage, and that deck didn't need more help. And also, Shenanigans is repeatable, easily repeatable artifact destruction. Affinity is going to get housed by this card. Literally any deck running a bunch of artifacts against Dredge. Imagine this in Commander. Jeez, how monstrous can these cards get? Putting Dredge on an effect like this, it's going to make entire tables upset. One person destroying every single artifact on the board, policing everyone's rocks and boots. Shenanigans may be a common, but it won't feel like that, trust me. Tectonic Reformation is 2 mana for an enchantment with a cycling cost of 2. Each land card in your hand has cycling for 1 red. What? Okay, sure, because the land discard deck didn't already have enough pieces in this set. Go buy Life from the Loam, please, just go buy it. I'm starting to feel like this entire set was created in order to get land discard into Modern, my goodness. The card is cheap, it has cycling itself, so extra copies are easy to get rid of, and you can cantrip for basically as cheap as you can reasonably get with every land card you see. I feel myself becoming more and more speechless as this video goes on. What's left to say here? Lord Windgrace is happy, Life from the Loam is happy, Renin 6 is happy, just wow. Llanowar Tribe is triple green for a 3/3 elf druid. You can tap it to add 3 green mana. This is very literally 3 Llanowar elves put together. I guess that's how we define tribe now. Works for me. That's hilarious. I have no idea what kind of play this card can get, but if you play Llanowar elves on turn 1 and then this on turn 2, you can have 7 mana on turn 3, which means you can play Karn. So basically Urza Tron buff for elves. Is that good? I have no idea. But what I do know is that 7 mana on turn 3 is gross and Modern. Just saying, might be fun to try something out. Hogaak, Arisen, Necropolis is 5 of anything and 2 black and green hybrid mana for an 8/8 legendary creature avatar with Convoke, Delve, and Trample. You can spend mana to cast this spell. You may cast it from your graveyard. Dredge is just getting the best cards out of the set. Holy butts, seriously, this isn't really 7 mana at all. This is going to get delved onto the battlefield more often than anything, and it'll be able to happen so quickly. Remember Gurmag Angler? This isn't that much bigger. It's an 8/8, and it comes with Trample. In current Modern, there are more than enough ways to get a card like this onto the battlefield early in the game. What brutality, seriously, graveyard-based decks are getting a lot of help. Cycle lands are back, look at all of them. Really? Cycle lands? I said it before in the same video, but I'm very sure now that Modern Horizons is just made for the land discard recursion deck. You cycle the lands away for cards, bring them back with Life from the Loam or Renin 6, discard again, blah blah blah. The entire strategy is absolute madness, but even beyond that, the cycle lands are just solidly good cards. They replace themselves, look pretty, they're a great choice for an uncommon land cycle, big fan. I know a lot of you were worried about Modern Horizons not bringing enough Modern, but honestly, I think the set's begun to deliver big time. Today we went over a bunch of cards that will see Modern play or at least have brew potential in the format. I mean, for goodness sake, we have a piece of Power 9 in this set. It's the cheapest Time Twister clone we've ever had. 3 mana from the yard? Come on. Right, anyways, there's been a lot of greatness revealed so far, which means I need to hear all about how you're feeling. How do you think this set is shaping up? Is this the kind of set you envisioned when you first heard about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave them below and we'll talk about it. And as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGPlayer.com. Modern Horizons booster boxes are pre-ordering on TCGPlayer right now for $208 each. That's cheaper than they have been, despite even better and better cards being revealed. The set's going to be crazy, so if you want to pre-order the set to be delivered right to your door on release and you want to help the channel out at the same time, be sure to click the link on the screen. Cheap prices, great service, and if you don't have a local game store or yours is charging way too much, why not help out here? Win-win for everyone. We all get boxes together. It'll be great. Enjoy!